Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Set to the right property. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the regular season is winding down. The last full week of the Audubon Green Wave soccer regular season is right here. I've got my nifty scarf on. Doesn't really help that I'm wearing short sleeves, but that's how we roll around here. We've got one regular season game left after today that we are covering, as the Green Wave have a 3-game week coming on up. It's going to be the Haddon Township Hawks and the Audubon Green Wave today, followed by an out-of-conference game on Wednesday versus the Bordentown Scotties, and then on Friday versus the Sterling Silver Knights to close out the regular season. It's going to be a good one, considering that Audubon has their best chance yet in 13 years to beat Haddon Township for the first time. They haven't beaten Haddon Township since 2010. The perennial Colonial Conference winners and also winners of the Coaches Cup last year, beating Group 3 and 4 schools, have now been sent down a peg on the ladder. They're 4-9-1 this year over the leadership of Nick Hanniskin, who took over as the head coach of Haddon Township Boys Soccer after Jim Bonder stepped down after the 2022 season, one of their best yet, which included a great run towards the state championship. But they also lost 8 of their 11 starters, and to start this year, 5 of their 11 existing starters were injured. So from their assistant coach's perspective, it was like fielding a kind of quasi-JV team. But Haddon Township is different this year. Again, like we said, Audubon has lost to Haddon Township every year for the past 12 years, without a doubt. And even the last time they played, it was 6-0, 6-1 when they played in the playoffs in 2021. And my 16th birthday back in 2021, that was a 6-1 final as well. And Audubon made it close in 2020 and in some games in 2021 as well when they played each other 2 or 3 times in a season. But now things are going to be a little bit different. With Haddon Township with a new head coach at the helm, again, Nick Hanniskin there as well, and an experienced head coach in Audubon and Mike Tomasetti, going to bring a different kind of feel to this ball game that we haven't seen in a long time from the Green Wave. Let's take a look at the starting lineups today here in the Garden State Pet Center pregame show. Timmy Huber's in the goalpost for the Haddon Township Hawks, followed by Owen Lomba, Eamon Sheehan, who you may remember in the winter hit a buzzer beater 3-point shot to beat Audubon in the winter tournament, which that was a fun one to call. Gabe Chatton as well. His older brother, Luke Chatton, graduated last year. That's what we were talking about. 8 out of the 11 starters for Haddon Township graduated in 2022. So this would basically be what you would see into the second half of a Haddon Township game when they started steamrolling their opponent. But after that, though, Julian Young, Andre Santiago, Max Radley, Ian Hewitt, Aiden Sales, Bobby McLevain, and Jack McGarrigle to close it out, number 31 for the Haddon Township Hawks. And let's bring it over to the Audubon Green Wave, again as coached by Mike Tomasetti. It's going to be Zach Fayer, Terry Herron, Tyler Wiltsey, George Heller, Ben Cameron, Nico Kaladros. It's going to be Trent Bannell in the goalpost, Anastasios Novonortidis as well, Hassan Kasich, RJ Holma, and Blaise LaFrance to close that one out. Again, 2 games in the regular season left after today. Audubon is having, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but their best season in 9 years, since 2014. Yes, 14-8 was good last year, but this is better. They're going to be set up to be the 3 seed in South Jersey Group 1 behind Palmyra and Schalich. And part of the reason why they're that high is performances of teams like Haddon Township, who are kind of in a rebuilding year. Palmyra is the best team in South Jersey Group 1, maybe the best team in Group 1, period. We saw how they played versus Burlington Township on the DWB feature back in the first week of October. So a lot of things can change. Audubon can really get a great confidence win with a win over Haddon Township today, and at least winning 2 out of 3 this week. Sterling's going to be tough. Bordentown is a little bit unproven, considering Audubon has not played them in recent history. So we'll have to see how it works. But I'm Dan Wilkins with my producer Donna Wilkins here at the Green Wave Turf. It is a brisk Monday afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies here on this Monday. A lot of people in bulky gear to stay warm. We're going to take a quick break before these guys meet at the center pitch and before we get underway with 80 minutes of Colonial Conference soccer here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We'll be right back. All right, there we go, folks. Sorry about that. Left the audio out from the last time we did a football game on Friday when we covered, on Saturday when we did West Deptford and Salem. That replay is available on our DWB channel, but let's try that one more time. It's the Haddon Township Hawks and the Audubon Green Wave here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Audubon meeting on the left side of your screen with the green jerseys and yellow accents. Haddon Township on the right side of your screen with the white jerseys and red numbering. Haddon Township this year 4-9-1 under the leadership of the first-year head coach Nick Hanniskin, who hails from Rosemont College. He was a boys soccer coach there for several years and now has moved over to the high school level, where he is covering one of the most prestigious programs in South Jersey, who this year unfortunately are just going through a very complicated rebuild, hence their 4-9 record. Again, Audubon having their best season in years with an 11-1 record. They blanked Woodstown 4-0 on Friday in Woodstown. I apologize that I couldn't make it, but I wouldn't be able to be in two places at once. So that's where we're going to be. We've got two more regular season games after today. Bordentown on Wednesday and Sterling on Friday, all three at home. Lining up at the center, Andre Santiago towards us, Bobby McIlvain as well. Trent Battle smacks the goalpost and blows out his own eardrum in the meantime. Yeah. We've got 40 minutes left in the first half. Here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, we are underway. Good start for Eamon Sheehan there, getting it off the chest of Blaise LaFrance. RJ Homa up the middle. Anastasios Navratidis, who had 2 goals on Thursday versus Gloucester on Senior Day, Thursday the 12th. And a 3-0 win for Audubon. And then George Heller had 2 goals on Friday versus Woodstown, which were his first 2 career goals as a junior, and he got them in the span of 15 minutes in the second half, and had an assist from Tyler Wiltsey as well. Anastasios had assist in that game as well. But Audubon's been on a great streak as of late, 6 in a row that they have won, 11-4 this year, as this one's going to be up and away, and a good catch down the sideline. This is going to be a throw in by Owen Lumba on the near sideline. Header there, gets a close one, but just over the crossbar. Remember, just last year, this would have easily been a barn burner game. It would have been 5-1 or 6-0, something like that. But the times have changed, really, and these two teams are a lot more equal than you would think, considering how Audubon's been playing as of late, and also considering that Haddon Township has been on the up and up just in this year alone, 4-9-1 so far. Again, not an ideal record after being one of the most prestigious programs in South Jersey and multiple Group 1 state titles to boot. And not just that, but you lose 8 of your 11 starters, your head coach resigns, and you have a college guy who hasn't done high school coaching in a long, long time. Look out, this one's headed towards me, and it's over my head. So you gotta have a little bit of fun with the play-by-play as well. There's gonna be another throw by Lomba on the near sideline. Gets it on in on a straightaway. Gets a bit of a awkward relay off of Chatton, and this one's going to go out towards Raymond Barrera on the far sideline. Seems like a lot of these Audubon players, a lot of them are out. Jason Stockham's out for the rest of the year. Anthony Witts, dealing with an ailment, has not been cleared by Corval yet to return. And that goes past Zach Fair and out of play. Lomba with another throw. Stutter steps a little bit. I think he's going to go for a deeper throw here, giving his offense a little bit of space. And he does. Goes to Gabe Chatton. Again, one half of the Chatton brothers. Here's another pop-up. It's going to bounce off the line and out of play. Goes back to Lomba. I think this might be like 4th throw-in so far. And we're about 4 minutes into the game.
The sun has completely disappeared now.
Yeah, I mean, there was some hints of sunshine earlier, but they have all but disappeared with a mostly cloudy sky above us. Not sure if there's much of a chance of rain, but I know after 6 weekends in a row with rain holding us back, that definitely doesn't make for a good case, and that's going to be a one-hopper from McLevain right to Bannell, and a frustrated McLevain will go back on defense. Trent Bannell with the boot, short of midfield. Terry Herron backs him up. Goes back to R.J. Homa, the junior, keeps it on the ground off of McGarrigle. Gets a bit of a subjugated kick there, or a subdued kick rather. Tyler Wiltsey using that short-handed footwork as that one is away, and that one's going to go on to Hampshire Road. I thought that one was going to clang off the light post, but I don't know who's going to be responsible to grab that. Actually, no, it looks like it stayed in. This is going to be a corner for Blaise LaFrance. On the left side of your screen. Oh, Anthony Witts has that one. I guess he's still walking around on the far sideline. LaFrance with a good angle. It is gonna go wide. Hassick trying to keep it in. He does for now. Fair off the knee. Keeps it in, no whistle. McGarrigle to Anastasios. And that's gonna be straight away. We've got a prop plane flying above us. See if we can find it. Yeah, there you go. It's got a CP Rankin billboard behind it.
You know who they should advertise with?
They should advertise with Dan Wilkins Broadcasting.
Exactly.
You're exactly right. The sights and sounds of the local soccer game. That one's going to go out on the far sideline.
And if anyone would like to get a sponsorship.
That is a good point. We'll talk about that in a minute, though, with Heller sending that way out.
There's a perfect layup there.
Fair's got it. Well, right now with the defense being how it is, a little too close for a goal to us to talk about our side projects yet. But that one goes over to Max Radley on the far sideline. Caladros keeps it on the ground with a bit of an awkward kick. Ooh, chest to chest right there, getting really into it. Another chest right there. Wiltsey's got a breakaway. Kassick's going to set it up, and it's wide to the left of Timmy Huber. Well, yes, we will talk about that. Dan Wilkins Broadcasting is looking for sponsors of small businesses to get in the game of advertising here with DWV, servicing over 50,000 annual viewers and almost 1,300 YouTube subscribers. Dan Wilkins Broadcasting is the best up-and-coming broadcast service in South Jersey. And if you want to get on board with us, send me an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com or send me a text at 856-912-1302 for more information. Business profiles are available in PDFs or in print that we can send to your business or to you personally. Sponsorship deals start at as little as $150, and commercials go for $250 unless you already have a commercial filmed. In that case, it is $200. But for more of the more lucrative and I should say smaller detail information, again, just ask for a business profile, and we will be happy to get you on the DWB train in front of 50,000 annual viewers. Terry Herron goes down, gets right back on his feet. This has been some great defense on both sides of the ball. Tyler Wiltsey tried to get it off the back of his shin to no avail. Keeping it in, Kassick goes back and forth. Ooh, got him off the noggin there.
Yeah, that wasn't intentional, but that was ouch.
Well, that happens in soccer. You just gotta, kind of rub it off a little bit.
It's you in your head.
Exactly. And, I've talked to Matt Wagner about this several times, when he was doing analyst work for us earlier in the season. And it's amazing to me how if you do it right, if you put the soccer ball in the right angle, something like a header doesn't actually hurt.
Right.
Which I would have never thought, but that is something that, kind of makes you think. As the whistle's going to be blown, that's going to be called dead, and that's going to go into the street. So look out. No. Casey Cameron is in. Hassan Kassick getting a rest. Julian Young with a good shot here, goes past Fair, goes over to McIlvain. Blaise LaFrance slides in to get that possession, but it's going to go to no avail as that one goes past the far sideline. Right over the middle, Casey Cameron challenged by McIlvain. One's got a good shot there past Joe Sheehan, or excuse me, number 19, 80 Sales. And that one goes out to the far sideline. Wiltsey's got a good shot there, goes to Navratilidis through double trouble in the Township defense. Gets spun around there past number 11, who is not on our roster. Or no, excuse me, that would be, sorry, I misread that. Got a play. Fayer's going to throw this one in, gets off the chest of Cameron. Over Elliot Renke. Driving is Hewitt. Goes back out to McIlvain. Crosses over Cameron, does it twice. Sets up a shot for Gabe Chatton, one half of the Haddon Township family duo who took South Jersey soccer by storm last year. And of course now Haddon Township with a much different roster makeup with Nick Hanniskin at the helm. By the way, new sub coming in for Haddon Township appears to be number 18, Joseph Sheehan. Looks like McIlvain's going to take a corner here. About 11 minutes into this one. Again, that clock on the bottom of your screen is unofficial, but there really has been no reason for us to stop the clock yet. Bennell knocks it down. He's got it on a run, gets the overhand throw. I guess that's where the baseball experience comes in. Tyler Wiltsey trying to break away with this one. He's one-on-one. He's got free room. He's got free range. He's got it through, and it's in for a goal. Green Wave. Wiltsey works really well, and that incredibly fast footwork gets the Green Wave on the boards with 12 minutes in. It's 1-0.
Nice play.
See, that's exactly what you want out of somebody like Trent Bannell, who's not just a fast goalkeeper, but he's an agile one as well, where he gets that head start on the throw, gets it in, and then Wiltsey just breaks it away, and he is free. So we're back in at 12 minutes in after the Tyler Wiltsey goal, and it's 1-0 Audubon. I can't recall the last time that Audubon was the first to score on Haddon Township, because that must have been at least 10 years ago. But again, Haddon Township can still be an incredibly good team. They've won 2 in a row. They beat Collingswood and Middle Township last week with a 2-1 and I believe a 3-0 win back-to-back. And besides the 0-0 tie versus Pennsgrove, you know, Nick Hanniskin, remember, he's a college soccer coach, came from Rosemont. He has a lot of experience under his belt, but when you're adjusting to a high school roster where you lost 8 starters last year, that is hard to get back in your first year. So everybody wants to talk about how they opened the season with a 5-0 loss to Haddonfield, but in their defense, that was the first game of an incredibly new era of play with a new coach, with an entirely different roster structure. That's not really their fault. I don't think any team would be able to succeed in their first game after losing 8 starters and also having 5 of your existing starters already hurt. Blaise LaFrance is going to get a free kick. They're going to send him back a couple yards prior to the, before the center pitch. Gets the start, sends it away. off the knee of Sheehan, goes back down towards Emmett Sheehan. Again, we were talking about him in the winter of last year, hit a game-winning 3-point buzzer beater versus Audubon in the regular season in January of this year. And look out to the scorer's table. That one's headed to the rain garden. Feels like I'm talking in code when I talk about the Red Rocks and the rain garden. It sounds like I'm trying to keep things something discreet, but no, that's just how I've always described it, using like a sort of verbose, like visual-based kind of vocabulary. Because a lot of people, from what I've seen, a lot of people are coming home from work. They actually listen to us from their cars. So they can't watch. They just kind of put us on Bluetooth or whatever, and they listen to the game. So when I say out towards the Red Rocks, if they visited the turf, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
If they hear Rain Garden, they know I'm talking about the far sideline.
Right. Red Rocks, the ones that get stuck in my shoe.
Yes. That's why we don't walk over there.
Is that sign new, the state championship?
That is new. Look out. Oh, look out, look out. Oh, jeez. That might have been about 6 inches from our booth right there. That would have not been a good bill to
It's
pay.
like a baseball game, man. I gotta keep my eyes open.
Usually not that much at a Audubon game because we set up in the outfield over there, but if you're talking like Rutgers, Camden,
I
I
meant
guess so.
CVP.
Oh yeah, yeah, Citizen Bank Park, something like that. Depends on where you sit.
Yeah. On the odd occasion, we have good seats.
Well, yeah, Game 1 is tonight with Arizona and Philly. A bit of a South Jersey connection in Game 1 as well. The Diamondbacks starting pitcher, Zach Gallen, is a Bishop Eustis grad from Pennsauken, class of 2023. Or, excuse me, class of 2013. I was going to say, if a 2023
young
grad,
kid, yeah.
he leaves high school, gets to start for the Diamondbacks in Game 1. That's some Nolan Ryan stuff right there. You get drafted, don't play a single game. Here comes the toss in. Estacios, oh, here comes the foot from Sheehan, and Bannell lays on top of it. Bannell with a pop-up. See, this is where a lot of our viewers realize that I am, by trade, a baseball broadcaster. So I talk about pop-ups, liners, and everything like that, and we're talking about Zach Gallen, of course, as well. But
You learned a lot about soccer.
I have learned a lot about soccer, especially from Matt, and also from the teammates for Audubon that I've covered for the past 3 years now.
Yeah.
So a lot has changed from when I did my first soccer game in October of 2 years ago.
So I was asking about that sign. Is that new?
Yes, it is. It was installed a couple weeks ago. The Audubon Girls Soccer State Championship sign from 2018 when they won at Keene University in the girls' state title game. Again, 2018.
I could see state champions from this side, but I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
if it was
2018.
Awesome. That's a beautiful.
I believe that was Audubon's first state championship in boys or girls soccer.
Right.
I know the boys won the Colonial Conference in 2006, but again, that was almost 18 years ago, which, geez, that makes me feel...
That sign is sweet, though.
Yeah, that is a nice sign. I know, I think Bill Scully had something to do with that, but he was also the head coach when they won that state title in 2018 with Asia Maldonado, the D1, I believe she throws shot put, but she's a D1 shot put thrower at Rider University, and she was actually a freshman in 2018 when they, when they actually won the state title as a part of her freshman year. She was a class of 2022, and now is a thrower at Rider. Along with Mikayo Kelly, another boys soccer grad, class of 2022 as well. He was one of the 9 seniors who graduated for the Green Wave in 22. But he is now a track and field star over at Rider as well, so some New Jersey connections as well. Although Rider is kind of in that gray area between South and Central Jersey, about 40 minutes north of here in Lawrenceville, which I guess you could call Central Jersey, but Joe Sheehan keeps that one on the ground. Tyler Wiltsey tried to get the possession back, but it goes to McGarrigle. Header by Sheehan. And another header by Gabe Chatton. 6-on-6, as in number 6 on number 6. Heller on Chatton. Heller, who had 2 goals on Friday, sends it away. Wiltsey charging through everyone like a steam train. Cameron keeps it on the ground. RJ Homa sets it up, gets blocked. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was Luke Chatton who had that incredible run for Haddon Township last year, and the fact that they even tied Shawnee in the Coaches Cup last year is almost unfathomable. But the fact that they did that as a Group 1 school just shows the prowess that they have and how foreign this 4-9-1 season is for a team like Haddon Township. But like I said, 8 starters. Jim Bonder stepped down at the end of the season last year, so they had to find somebody new, and they did. And Hanniskin's a great coach. You know, you have to be really successful to be a boys soccer coach at that kind of level. RJ Homa steps around, goes back to Heller. LaFrance has it. Can't get it to Wiltsey. LaFrance keeps possession, goes to Aiden Sales. About halfway through the first half, 20 minutes in. Coming in, Hassan Kasich, Sean Rizzi as well, Casey Cameron, and Anastasios Navratidis are out. You're watching coverage of Colonial Conference Soccer here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Kasich trying to save it, no good.
Move! All the way back here. Watch Ron, watch Ron. Hey, Lava.
Throw by Lomba goes into Sheehan. It's going to hug the line, but it's out of play.
I got it. Drop it, Aim.
Eamon Sheehan going to drop it, and Lomba, the throw-in specialist, if you will, for the Hawks, will send this one away. Here comes the throw. Chatton keeps it on the ground, still with an array of green and gold in front of him, sent away on a straight liner from Lomba, and it is taken in by Bannell. Sean Rizzi gets that ball in transition. Goes back to the Hawks with Sales. High in the air, Homa keeps it down. Aaron. Now back to Rizzi and Sheehan with possession. France with a liner, and that one's going to be taken down on a dive by Timmy Huber. That one is high in the air. Wiltsey driving, and it's out of play.
Back, Bobby.
Throw in by LaFrance. Huber's got that one, takes it in. If you're just tuning in, it's Audubon 1, Haddon Township 0, with about 16 minutes left in the first half here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. I'm Dan Wilkins with my producer Donna here to my right. And that's going to be sent away by Ben Cameron. This broadcast is brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement Surplus. Place to be for wholesale kitchen cabinets and countertops at heavily discounted rates compared to big box retailers. Visit today in person in their second location, opened just a few months ago, on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue, next to the 42 on-ramp in Belmar. Ben Cameron gets that one to fall just at midfield with Hassan Kasich going in. The Turkish midfielder, and that's going to go the other way.
Boys, grab those numbers up. Get up, let's go.
That comes from the freshman Bobby McLevane. But yeah, this is a relatively young team for Haddon Township standards. You know, you've got the junior goalkeeper, Timmy Huber, and then Eamon Sheehan is a sophomore, but he's also a star athlete already. The only seniors I can see on this roster are Edgar Ventura Perez, Ian Hewitt. Here comes a send away, no good. Wiltsie's got another one. Goes past Cam Rodman there, number 3. Andre Santiago, the sophomore. But yeah, from what I can read, Elliot Reinking's Edgar Ventura Perez, as Banel goes in for the slide and the kick out. The only starting senior on this roster is Ian Hewitt. Max Radley's a junior. Aiden Sales, Bobby McLevane, and Jack McGarrigle are all underclassmen. But as we were talking about with assistant coach Carl Friedrich, you know, part of the thing that that he was talking about was that, you know, these guys are a young group and they're still working together. A lot of them are working together for the first year. Just considering how many underclassmen there are when the seniors, you know, they ruled the day. I mean, there's a difference between having 8 seniors graduate, but 8 senior starters graduating is a completely different story. Audubon had 9 seniors graduate in 2022, as here comes the header saved by Banel to his right. Gets that one up and away. And he's also going to send this ball up and away as well. But Audubon had 9 seniors graduate, but if my count is correct, only maybe 4 or 5 of them were actually starters. Some of them were bench pieces, others were JV guys, except for on like senior day and stuff like that. You know, so yeah, obviously it's going to be a little bit different, but you know, 8 senior starters, that's what, 3/4 of your starting team right there. You're starting from scratch basically with only a couple set pieces to get you in, like Gabe Chatton being one of them. I remember Ian Hewitt from last year as well. But a lot of these names I don't recognize. Obviously I recognize Eamon Sheehan because he beat us in basketball last year, but I mean, he's a great guy. He's the I don't know if you want to say Chris Paul or Muggsy Bogues, but he's 5'7", you know, relatively undersized for a basketball player, but he's excellent at what he does. Over midfield, going back to Gabe Chatton. There goes Sheehan again, working past Kasich. Kasich's got it again. Runs it across the center with Heller dropping back. Gets it off the right heel. Bobby McLevane. With Sheehan keeping that on the ground. Back to Gabe Chatton. Homa's going to keep this one on the ground for Kasich. Let's go! And we've got a sub from each side coming in. Anastasios Novratinas coming in for Audubon, and number 15, can't tell. I think that's Ian Hewitt, number 16. Yeah, I think that's Hewitt in there. Apologies. I have 20/20 vision, but sometimes when the jerseys are scrunched together, it's hard to tell. Goes back to McLevane. Keeps it on the ground for Andre Santiago, the sophomore. And a shot takes a ricochet off of somebody's face and it goes out of play. But Haddon Township this year, they got their first win in a 1-0 game versus Sterling. Look at this. he's toppling over the goalpost so that he can get the ball out. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I've said before, if the ball goes into that goalpost, it should count for 2. Just like a 3-point line in the NFL, or I'm sorry, NBA. Here comes the corner. No good. Can't have a live broadcast without a little bit of shenanigans, but we'll see. Driving past everyone and gets a trip up while he's at it, and it's out of play to the Red Rocks. But yeah, Haddon Township with their 4 wins this year. They've beaten Collingswood twice, 3-0 and 3-2. They beat Sterling on September 14th, and then on October the 14th, last Saturday, they beat Middleship at home. They've got a Group 4 school in Eastern on the 18th, and then they close out the year. Actually, they have 4 straight out-of-conference games to close out the season. Eastern, Oakcrest, and Cedar Creek to close out the year on the 23rd. Here comes the header by Heron after LaFrance's corner, and that's going to be sent out. But I mean, if you look at it, that's going to go the other way. Haddon Township only has, looks like 10 goals this year. 1 versus Sterling, 3 versus, I'm sorry, that's wrong. I don't know why I said that. They have 10 goals in games that they've won. They beat Sterling 1-0, Collingswood 3-0, 3-2 versus Collingswood, and then 3-0 versus Middle Township. And here comes the free kick by LaFrance. And actually, they have 5 goals in games that they've lost. So make that 15 goals in total on the season. Up in the air, and no good. But the leading goal scorer is Gabe Chatton this year. Had 4 goals and 6 assists last year, but scored in the 2-1 loss versus Haddon Heights and then a 1-0 win over Sterling. And then Timmy Huber this year was 53 saves so far this year, including a career best 15 versus Haddon Heights on October the 4th. A nice header there by Haddon Township to get rid of the threat. And when it's sent out, it's going to be thrown in by Fair. No good. Sent up. Here comes a good opportunity here from Ian Hewitt. The shot, and it's gone. Township ties it. Ian Hewitt, the senior, gets it on a line drive just short of the crossbar, and it's 1-1.
Are you behind this kid a goal? Come on, Bobby.
And with about 7.5 minutes left in the first half, Haddon Township gives them something to talk about going into the half break. So they'll set this one up again at the center pitch with Hewitt again, who's back to Andre Santiago. Like I said, this is probably the closest game that Haddon Township and Audubon have had, at least since 2020. And it might be the first one that Audubon could win since 2010. Now it goes out past Lumba to the fan section down there. Caladros gets a bit of an awkward bounce there. Oh, wow. Goes out. But a valiant effort nonetheless with his younger brother Alex down there. Haniskin wanted a foul, didn't get it. Anastasios with a drive down midfield. Tyler Wiltsey's there to meet him with McGarrigle blocking off the head of number 8, Elliot Reinking. Again, one of the few seniors on this Haddon Township roster. But they do have a lot of juniors, especially in their starting core, like Huber, Lomba, Gabe Chatton as well, Julian Young. So they are going to have a senior-heavy team next year in 2024, but not this year. Sun peeking through a little bit. Fayer gets tripped up. Cassick comes from the back, and that's going to be a foul. Well, if Haddon Township is going to have a time to change the momentum, it's going to be right now before the half break, because
Feels like they already did.
I mean, yeah, they got the momentum back, but if they can take the lead on this free kick, depending on where Bantle sets up, on the send away by Chatton again, Haddon Township's leading scorer this year.
Gabe, just shoot it.
That was Haddon Township's 16th goal of the 2023 season. Ref wants those four to move back a little bit. Novratitis, LaFrance, Cassick, and Caladros. Chatton gets ready to go. Goalpost in view. He will send this one away. Lets it fly. Bantle dives to his right. And again, that's the experience of what being a right fielder will do. He dives, and he's got it. And he'll send this one away. Again, I don't understand why Bantle wasn't the starting goalkeeper to start the season, because I think Audubon had a bit of a rough patch to start, but again, those 6 straight wins have really bailed them out in terms of the power points. They had some great power point wins as well, and I think considering their recent history, Haddon Township and Audubon, if Audubon is able to win this game, that's also going to help them in the power points too, considering the recent history. But power points are also, I mean, I've been the first one to say that I was never good at math, and PowerPoints are just PowerPoints are so confusing to understand that they're almost arbitrary. Like, why does this team give you more points instead of this team? You know, when there's so many other underlying circumstances that exist in a game where there's 22 people on the pitch at one time. Yeah, sure, if you do this when a whole bunch of guys are hurt, it's valued more than when you play a pedestrian team and you beat them. It's arbitrary, but there's really no better way for it to be. Like, you gotta be some sort of professional mathematician for you to make a system better than that. Zach Fayer driving right through Lomba, and he's gonna get tripped up there. And that's gonna be a yellow. So it'll be a free kick by LaFrance with about 3 minutes left. Looks like it's going to be on Lomba, getting subbed in as number 1, Tommy Scarrato. LaFrance with a liner, and that one's going to be wide. Oh, there was no whistle, so he had to wait until the whistle. I was wondering why there was like no reaction to that, and then Thomas said he was like, you got to wait until the whistle. He got a little too jumpy on that one. Yeah, he got a little jumpy on that one.
All right, I love the spirit.
Yeah, there you go. 1-1 game late in the first half.
2.5 left.
See what LaFrance can get here. Keeps it on the ground, blocked. Heller, who had 2 goals again on Friday, no good. Gonna go back to the defense, headed towards Ben Cameron down there. This could stay in, but he will let it roll.
Zach.
Again, just so they could keep that possession. Kept it out of his hands. Fayer with a short throw. Heller gets in there. Thought he was out there, but that's going to be out of play there down near the side. Coming in now for Haddon Township will be Owen Lomba after the yellow card. So Lomba, again, that throw-in specialist, getting some more reps in here for the Hawks before the end of the half with about a minute and 10 left. That one's popped up. Cameron comes down with it, gets it on a slippery slope down there. Here comes Lomba again. He's driving. Santiago gets that one out. Fayer gets to throw with a congealing of Haddon Township, white and red right there. Goes back to Joe Sheehan. I do wonder if Eamon Sheehan and Joe Sheehan, I don't know if they're related, but they don't look a lot like each other, so I may be wrong there. I'm not one to speculate. Casey Cameron gets that one in the air. Wiltsy missed a possession there and falling on top of everybody. Anastasios there. Not only a foul. Goes back into play in the winding seconds of the first. Again, they may have a couple more than I expected because I think we were supposed to stop the clock for the yellow card, but
Oh, I didn't realize that. Sorry.
well, no, that's something that we don't see every day just because Audubon is, again, kind of more of a passive team when it comes to how they play. I'm not saying they're not physical, but well, just like that right there. But I mean, that'll show you right there. But you know, with how these guys are playing, there's a good case to say that there's some other teams as well that are more physical out there. I think they're waiting for somebody, but Haddon Township's getting ready to throw this one in. Over his head. It's going to go out. They're going to try to play, or at least I thought they were going to try to play up tempo, but they do not. Fayer gets ready, throws it in on a crow hop. And Terry Herron's got that one out of play. That'll do it for the first half. Quite a neck-and-neck match. Audubon broke away with 12 minutes in on a Tyler Wiltsy goal, and then Ian Hewitt, one of the few starting seniors on this Haddon Township club, ties up the game with the Hawks' 16th goal under the leadership of Nick Hanniskin here in the first 40. We've got 40 more to play. We'll take a quick break here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. I'm Dan Wilkins here with my producer Donna. We'll be right back in 5 or 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or visit the new location in person on the corner of Creek Road and Harding Avenue in Belmar next to the 42 on-ramp.
DJK Roofing is an American-known company that cares about our customers. We answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and offer financing options to keep cash in your pocket. Even in our busiest times, estimates happen within 24 hours if needed. Most jobs can be completed in 1 day. Our measurement techniques ensure accuracy, so there are no extra waste materials when we replace your roof. We treat our home like it's yours. From the biggest to the smallest jobs, the owner will be on site to oversee the operation. Our employees are not permitted to smoke on jobs, and cleanup is so good that it might be cleaner than when we were around. For all your roofing needs, call DJK Roofing now.
Half number 1 is over. Half number 2 just about to begin here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. It's a 1-1 game between Haddon Township and Audubon. Here on DWB, we've got a good one in store so far. Goal came in the first 12 minutes by none other than Tyler Wiltz, Audubon's leading goal scorer, and then Gabe Chatton, Ian Hewitt got one for Haddon Township too to knot it up halfway through half number 1. So it's going to be a good next 40 minutes for the Green Wave and for the Hawks. But what I think is going to end up happening is that, this might become like a war of attrition, if you will, to see just, who can get ahead, because this is a good defensive game so far. But what's important is that these guys are, working it out through the next 40 minutes to see, what advantages can be made. But these guys just got to stay warm, as I am also trying to stay warm. I mean, I made the mistake of wearing short sleeves tonight, so yeah, it's I'm sure all these soccer players are running all over the place. I'm sure that makes them warm.
But we're just sitting here.
We're just sitting here. We've got no athletic prowess to our name. We're gonna go back to action.
I'm just sitting here pushing buttons.
Yeah. Plays LaFrance to Nick Caladros to start the half. That one up in the air. Back down to Santiago. Driving is McLevain for the Hawks. Trying to break the stalemate here. Goes back to McGarrigle. Gets a liner on 2 hops. Perry Heron trying to drive to the midfield with Caladros in tow. Sean Rizzi, the freshman. Anastasios Novartitis as well. In the air. Knocked down by LaFrance and out of play. Throw in by Elliot Reinking. Hewitt gets a good shot there. And Bannell, you could hear him there. He was calling for it. And that's exactly what you want right there from a guy as vocal as Bannell, is you want that communication to know that, hey, I'm taking it. It's just like in baseball where, 2 outfielders coming together, one of them's got to call for it, one of them's got to wave the other off. And Bannell knew to take initiative right there and to bring that ball in, because he knew he had a better shot of keeping the ball in his possession than maybe Caladros or LaFrance would. Because there was a whole conglomerate of a whole bunch of folks down there trying to keep things in check. Reinking is there, takes a couple hops, goes back to McGarrigle on the defense. Saucy trying to keep that one in, no good. Ooh, hopped up. Yeah, I didn't want to say that right in front of him, but that was a kind of a muffed throw, if you will. Just seemed like he got too high of an angle on it, and it didn't go the distance that he wanted it to, so it ended up just going right back the other way. France with a free kick here. Caladros to his right. He's got to have some good distance on this one, because he doesn't have really anybody around him. Gets a good one, headed, and no good to the left, past Huber. And we've got a Haddon Township player tying his cleat before we get back underway. This is why soccer is an 80-minute game, folks. Sometimes you got to use all 80. Here comes a liner on the ground. Oh, Wiltsy. He gets, yeah, he kind of got leveled there. And soliciting a little bit of a complaint there from Haddon, but no call. Wiltsy again getting tripped up, stays on his feet. That might be a little bit of payback for what happened about 30 seconds ago. Rizzi goes down, and Estacios this time looking for a foul. And that's out of play to the scorer's table. Amber Romanowski and Ava Griebel down there, 2 seniors, along with the athletic trainer Dan Carter. And now there will be a foul. Again, I am not a soccer expert. I have not played in 10 years, so I am not going to complain about fouls that I don't really have the ground to stand on, because I don't have that experience. If Matt was here, he would have been able to say, yes, that was a foul, or no, that shouldn't have been a foul. But no, I just don't. I've been commentating soccer for 2 years, but I don't want to get in that kind of polarizing debate. As here comes the throw in off of LaFrance. LaFrance goes down. This has been a really physical second half, and we're only 6 minutes in, or actually 5.5 minutes in, excuse me. This broadcast is brought to you by Doug Does Anything, your local handyman. For any job needed, no matter how big or small, give Doug Does Anything a call, 856-412-0118. And again, if you're interested in being a partner of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, send me an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com for information in regards to how to get a sponsorship for as little as $150. We also film commercials, we edit commercials, voiceovers, anything that you ask for with our commercials, we can have it on air in front of over 50,000 annual viewers here on DWB. And get your small business on the map in one of South Jersey's most lucrative markets. Keeps it on the ground, and you can see Tomasetti a little bit upset about that one. And again, lack of communication is something that he does not take lightly, and communication is something that can lose ball games if, you know, done boneheadedly enough, but that's just something that you got to work with throughout all of this. You got to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Hewitt, who had a goal earlier in the first half, pops this one up, and Bannell's going to catch that one. He'll bring it down, sends it away. And that's going to take a header off of Sheehan towards Mr. Haddon on the near sideline. Throw in by Homa. I think that was a handball there, but yeah, I think my camera was kind of blocked a little bit there, so I couldn't 100% tell, but again, even when you're working with a school, you know, like, again, full disclosure, I'm a student at Audubon, you know, I'm not going to say that I'm going to be 100% homer, but that time it's a handball. That time he couldn't get away with it, but I even with the fact that I'm a student at Audubon and I, you know, share a lot of these classes with a lot of the 11 on the field right now in the green and gold, I still try to be as objective as possible when working the broadcast. As that one just missed. Trent Bannell with another save and another loud one at that. This is going to be a corner by Bobby. Oh, wow. Brought that one down with authority. Goes back to Township on the possession. Sean Rizzi trying to get it back. That's going to be out of play. He goes down and a foul is called. And now there's another yellow card. I don't know who that was, considering the way Terry Herron's clapping. I think that was another one against Township. Wasn't against Lomba this time. I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like Ben Cameron's going to get the free kick. It actually looks like it was against Eamon Sheehan. So the second yellow card against the Hawks this afternoon. I mean, sometimes, you know, officials are a little bit more lenient with yellow cards. Maybe something was said that that solicited that. Something that we didn't hear, but coming in hard. There's a header. And that's going to be another whistle. There'll be a push off there. Folks, don't forget, if you want to say and where we go on Saturday, October 21st, make sure to vote in our runoff poll on Twitter at DW Broadcasting to decide between Salem and Woodbury and Audubon versus Paulsboro to close out the regular season. The October 20th poll for Friday was already closed as Pennsville and Pittman won handily with over 60% of the vote. Camden Eastside versus Delran came in second with about 25% of the vote, but it is neck and neck between Salem and Woodbury, and then Audubon versus Paulsboro on the 21st. So if you want to close out the regular season with your team getting coverage on DWB, make sure you vote in that runoff poll.
On Twitter.
On Twitter, yes. Poll closes at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Anastasios with a line drive, no good.
Pittman game's the one I voted for.
Yes.
So I'm happy.
Well, it's going to be a tough press box to fit in, but we'll make it work.
30 minutes.
Yeah, still got half an hour left in this second half, as taking a hard look there. Elliot Reinking, Cameron working in the corner, no good.
Why are we so deep?
No good to the fan section. Actually, will bounce back in the play. Sheehan back into the game, getting subbed out with DeAndre Santiago after the yellow card.
Is it Aiden Sheehan?
What?
Is it Aiden Sheehan?
No, Eamon.
Oh, Eamon. Okay.
The sophomore, 5'7". It's going to be thrown by Lomba. It's a good angle on it. They're going to try to send this one out. Reinking is there. A little forceful on that one, but it's still out. Lomba with the throw. Lomba's got a chance here. That one goes out.
Dan, it's a corner.
Hold on now. Yeah, that's what I thought that was going to be a corner. I don't know why that wasn't specifically called that originally, but. 28-46 left in the first half. This is going to be a corner by McLevain. Gets it up. Reinking with a shot, and Bannell gets it on the curve. Sends that one away, and heavy traffic goes past midfield. Back to McGarrigle. Here comes a drive. Heller runs it back. Wiltsey with the stop, 2-on-1. He'll have a setup here, gets blocked by Reinking. And this one's gonna go out of play, or it might not. You could hear that right from here in front of our mics. I was surprised that didn't cause a small riot. I mean, that was, wow. Talk about up close and personal.
Yeah.
Now Caladros is going to have somewhat of a personal vendetta to get that one to get a little payback, but now a sub's going to come in. Again, it's been a very physical game. 2 yellow cards on Haddon Township side, none yet on Audubon, although there's been a couple of plays where I'm like, maybe, but again, I try to be as objective as possible when it comes to these games, even though I am, true on Audubon's side. I'm still going to be, fair and just in how I report the games. Because that's the only way you can do it.
Well, you're a good sports fan, too, that you can admit when, the opposing team makes a great play. You're not like, oh, that's cheating,
Yeah.
You have good objectiveness.
I wonder who you might be talking about. George Heller keeps that one on the ground, blocked by Township. Goes back to McLevain. Yeah, they wanted to make sure that ball went to Audubon's side. Now a sub coming in. Hassan Kasich is in. Sean Rizzi is out. LaFrance on the corner. Gets it ready to go. Keeps it short for Homa. Set up for Ben Cameron. No good. Back to Homa. Crosses over. Keeps possession. Got tripped up a little bit with LaFrance in tow. Headed by Caladros. Another header by Heller and no good. And a lot of Audubon guys not happy with that one, as there is a Haddon Township player that is down. Yeah, we're going to stop the clock here with Nick Hanniskin coming out. We're going to stop it with 26:22 left. Through the melee of all of that. Yeah, unfortunately that was, looked like that was Aiden Sales. Yeah, somebody was down a little bit. I think they took a hard hit or whatever, but yeah, Sales will come out. Coming in will be Tommy Scarotto, the junior defenseman. This one's going to be sent away by Township. Scarotto is in. One's going to be sent away by Lomba. Goes over everybody, and that's going to be a foul. Getting a little bit chippy here in the second half, not just the weather. This game as well, causing a bit of a stir. Oh, hold on. Don't forget, folks, we've still got another Audubon Green Wave soccer broadcast this week with the Bordentown Scotties coming down from Central Jersey in an out-of-conference match. That'll be 4 p.m. on Wednesday, the 18th, 2 days from today. No broadcast scheduled for the 17th or the 19th. I'm attending a Collingswood concert on the 19th, and then Friday the 20th will be Pennsville and Pittman as they face off in South Jersey Group 1 football. Ryan King keeps it on the ground. Still just over halfway left in the second half. 25-15 left. Not including extra time, especially after that injury. High in the air. And it's just short of midfield with Chatton on the header. Sheehan goes down. This one might go back the other way. And going in is Bannell with an over-the-head throw. Homa is in. It's a nice shot, but that one's going to go wide. Anastasios on a drive. Gets turned around. He goes down, that's a foul. Well, I guess if Audubon had a couple no calls against him, and if Haddon Township had a couple no calls against him, you know, again, just a tough situation all around there. I think that was a little bit of a lighter foul than what you would have wanted, but LaFrance is going to set this one up, and when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and that's exactly what LaFrance is going to try to do to break the stalemate here. Again, 24:08 here in the second half. Straight liner, and that's no good. I think he wanted to get, again, that ball to hook to the left, but it just stayed straight and didn't have anybody home. Up in the air for Heller. Ryan King. Back to number 3, Cam Rodman, the junior midfielder. Fair's going to try to send this one the other way. I mean, the possession has been really split here in the second half. I mean, in the first half, it was neck and neck again, but maybe Audubon had a slight edge. But in this second half, really everybody's getting their turn with possession, as there is Scarrato, who gets a liner off the head of Caladros. But like, what's important here is that these guys are going back and forth. They're playing physical defense, and they're also getting physical on offense as well, as that one goes past Sheehan. But you know, what you're seeing with these guys and how they play, it's really interesting to see how these guys really work together, especially on both sides of the ball, especially on Haddon Township's side. I mean, Haddon Township, are they the South Jersey perennial powerhouses that they were 5 years ago, or even last year? No, but are they still a good team? Yes. And at this point in time, this 4-9-1 record, really, I think this team should probably be closer to 500, not 4-9, in my opinion. If you give them 2 more wins and you take away 2 of their losses, they're 6-7-1, and that's a lot more fair, I think, to how they've been playing. I mean, they've been playing really well versus Audubon. You know, a team where before last week, they had only 2 wins on the season, 1 versus Sterling and then a 3-0 win versus Collingswood. Again, they had a 5-0 loss to open the season versus Haddonfield. And again, those opening day jitters, they really hurt a lot of people. And they took a big toll on Haddon Township. It's out of play, sub coming in. RJ Homa coming out. Casey Cameron coming in, and Anastasios Nofratitis coming out as well. Or excuse me, Homa's still in the game because it was only a 1-for-1 sub. Then Haddon Township also made a substitution as well. Here comes the throw in from Lomba. Up in the air off of Sheehan. Goes back to Sales. He sails that one down the near sideline with France trying to get that one, and he goes for a tumble near Alex Caladros down there. That's out of play. And wasted no time. He gets the throw in, headed by Wiltsey. With Lomba sending a line drive, that's going to go to Bannell, and it is there. You could just feel the tension from Haddon Township. They almost had that one. He goes down, and now there's a foul, and Thomas said he can't believe it. I think the entire Audubon team turned an eye or two there after that one. I mean, you know, there's a lot of people that that kind of try to defend the refs off of confirmation bias, because if the call goes their way, it's a good call. If the call doesn't go their way, it's an automatic bad call. But the way Tomasetti coaches his games, considering he's been at the helm of the soccer team for 15, 20 years, as there's no foul there. Popped up. Joe Sheehan misses that one, goes to Sales. You can feel the tension in the air. That one's out of play. Look out down the near sideline. Short throw to number 16, Hewitt. Bassett's got it. He's trying to work with him here with Heller. Getting it again, just crossing the center line. Gets a liner there. Sheehan goes down, gets back up quickly. Brady Mokor, no, excuse me, number 31, McGarrigle. Wiltsey has it, gets tipped off of Cameron. Hold on. You got a litany of subs coming in. We've got Anastasios and Rizzi coming in, Cameron and Kasich out. So we have throw by Sales. With approximately 18 minutes left in the second half. 1-1 ball game. Here comes the throw. Gets it in, and that's out of play already. Try it again on the run up. Caladros gets a nice backhanded shot there. Comes an opportunity for McLevain. That one goes out into the street. There's going to be a lot of running for those ball handlers. It's at least the third or fourth that have gone around, but you can see those.
They're staying warmer than us, though.
Yeah, the netting that exists behind the goalpost. It only goes so far. It doesn't, you know, the Del Rand netting, I think, does a better job of holding everything in. If you've ever seen it, it's really interesting to see. But Banel with a liner after that corner by McLevain was short. Novratitis keeps it high. Oh, and getting tripped up there, Fair. Wiltsey with a drive. Could this break the stalemate? He's 3-on-1. He gets stopped by McGarrigle. Off the chest of Santiago. Goes back out to the defense with Terry Herron. Keeps it low for LaFrance.
Come on.
Look out. There you go, Theo. Good save. Just so I don't have to stand up.
Oh, just make sure you save the equipment.
Yes.
You can take one to the head, and I'm fine with that.
I've taken enough to the head.
Save the equipment.
Anastasios Novratitis down there with George Heller. Hewitt with a drive. He's been really good this afternoon. We'll see if he can add to his resume. Passes it out to Sheehan, gets the liner, and it's no good, just over the crossbar. And we're gonna have another sub coming in, number 21, Brady Mocoid. Getting subbed out is Elliot Reinking. So Mocoid in, Reinking out. Mocoid, the freshman midfielder, gets a liner here from Banel, just short of midfield, past Novratitis. They wanted a handball, didn't get it. Jake Heiser was calling for a handball there. Hewitt with a header. What can he get out of it? It goes to Banel on a hop. As we said, Haddon Township has 3 straight out-of-conference games to close out the year. They play Eastern, Oakcrest, and Cedar Creek to close the season on the 23rd. But this is the last conference game of the year for Haddon Township. They played Middle Township on Saturday, and they won 3-0. Meanwhile, Audubon has one more conference game left in Sterling on the 20th, and then another out-of-conference game on the 16th versus Bordentown, a team that Audubon hasn't played in a while, and that's a liner right to Banel. That's high in the air. Takes a high bounce. Wilkins can't get it. Thrown by Sales. Sales that one in with Rizzi. Down to collect it. Sheehan gets it popped up. Heron. High flying Heron right there. Sheehan got blocked as soon as he sent it away. But Eamon Sheehan's been great in that midfield spot for Haddon Township. He was great last year. He's even better this year. I'd love to see how he develops these next 2 years. Yeah, it's going to be another whistle there. It'll swing in the favor of Audubon. About 13 and a half left in the second half. 1-1 game. And sometimes, as they say, 80 minutes is not enough to do it. LaFrance gets the run up, gets the liner. Caladras with the header goes straight up, gets knocked down. Gabe Chatton is there to thwart it. Sean Rizzi getting tangled up. Goes right past him, nobody's there. I was gonna say Sheehan's gonna charge there. LaFrance.
Come on in.
Gets a bit of a shoulder to shoulder there, and that's out of play. Green throw here. Look out. That's out of play.
Relax.
Throw from LaFrance with a little bit of tension on the white and red side. Keeps it on the ground for Chatton. Anastasios comes in. Here comes Wiltsey. And that's going to be a foul. Haddon Township didn't want it.
It's all ball!
And we'll see what they end up doing with this one.
Will you hurt his emotions?
So Wiltsey got tripped up there. The D1 Rutgers baseball commit. Signed there his rising sophomore year. This is going to be a good opportunity here. Might not have gone Haddon Township's way, but if Audubon can take advantage of it, we'll see where it lands. LaFrance with a free free kick opportunity. 3-on-1. Here comes the liner. It's blocked. What a great block there by Timmy Huber.
Very good block.
Full extension to his right. You don't get much better than that.
No.
And it remains a 1-1 game. Kaladros goes down the line. There you go.
Damn, that's a red. Where's the cord? It was an intentional shot at the Achilles to stop the counterattack. Ref, that's tactical foul. It's a yellow. At least a yellow, if not a red.
A lot of tension here late in the second half. It's going to be a free kick for Lomba. A foul, but no card. Goes over everybody. Bantle tries to get in, gets tossed around. And Sheehan gets in there as well. 8 minutes on the clock.
Yep.
I want to show you how it works. You have to put a 0 in front of the 8. Here comes the throw from the corner. Ooh, Mokoid got tripped up there, kind of landed on top of the ball. Sheehan with a slide. Sails. Oh, look out. Blocked.
Dan Wilkins with the assist.
That actually hurt my hand. Because of how cold it is.
Yeah.
You're watching coverage of Colonial Conference Soccer here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting between Haddon Township and Audubon. It's been a dogfight, 1-1, and it's been a chippy one at that. You don't get much better than this. And that's going to be a foul on Audubon. I was going to say, that time I think was justified. But Haddon Township's been getting a lot of unlucky breaks, and if they have a time to capitalize, that time might be right now. Here comes the corner on the ground. In the air, and that's going to be no good.
First to the goal line. Keep it down here.
It's going to be sent from the goalpost by Ben Cameron on defense. Sails. Gets it back to LaFrance. I think I saved it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're good. Clean lens, still good.
Yeah, it's good.
I want to look at that replay right there.
Camera takes one off the head.
I could only get so many saves tonight. Homa gets it on the high kick. Sent out by Lomba. Maybe outrunning him will be Hewitt. LaFrance trying to come in. They're going to do anything possible with Mokoid in there. It's out of play. They wanted that to be a white throw, couldn't get it. Heller lets it fall with Hewitt in there. Gets it off the elbow. Gets it up to Sales. Santiago got caught there, and Kaladros goes down, and that's going to be a third yellow card against Haddon Township. Or no, excuse me. Yes, that is against Haddon Township. I thought that was against Heron for a second, but no.
Have to pick it up in the center of the field. We're getting destroyed there. Let's go.
So coming in will be Cam Rodman.
Let's keep winning balls here. Here we go, Hawks.
1-1 game. About 4 minutes left in regulation with a 1-1 game. This has been an incredible game so far. Yeah, only about 4 minutes left, including extra time. No foul against Sheehan or on Sheehan. There's another one, and that time it's called. Goes back the other way.
Call it both ways. You are missing.
I'm just saying, he has his glasses on, too.
You literally straight arm it.
So that's going to be on Haddon Township with Ben Cameron, the sophomore, to send this one away. Ladros gets that one in the air. Theo comes in. Nice play, Theo. Sales is in. He throws that one off the head of Caladros.
Great plays today.
Lost the roster. There's another whistle.
What's language?
Yeah, Haddon Township wanted that one called against them, or called against Audubon.
I feel like there's scrimmage going on the sidelines in a minute.
Yeah.
The collision. Completely accidental. Come on.
Here we go! Alright, just so we know the rules.
Number 3. Get back. Thank you.
They needed him to get back there. About 2.5 minutes left.
Let's go, Wade. Just put it in. Check your watch.
Hearts racing here for all 22, myself included. So I think that, yeah, I guess they called it a couple minutes early. I might have been off on the time, but 80 minutes are done. We've got more to play. We're going to take a quick break. Overtime here in Audubon. We'll be right back. Well, it's been a war of attrition and maybe a flat-out war here in this 80-minute contest here between the Haddon Township Hawks and the Audubon Green Wave. Tyler Wiltsey started the scoring 12 minutes in with an early goal on a breakaway, and then Ian Hewitt tied it up before the end of the first half. And then we've seen nothing since. It has been a dogfight. It's been incredibly chippy. There's been a lot of blame on the referees. Do I think that blame is deserved? Maybe, maybe not. But again, we should be grateful that there's enough refs so that we can have the game, because in 5 or 10 years, you can mark my word for it, when the parents start getting all over the refs to the point where they stop doing the games, you're going to see about like 25 to 30% of varsity games getting canceled all over the state. So that will happen. But that is something that every team has. They have everybody that goes against that, and you know, that's just part of how the game is. It's a very physical game. You know, again, I've seen Audubon parents step out of line, and I've seen parents of every other team that I've ever commentated step out of line as well. But you know,
Let's go Hawks!
Again, I'm not a soccer expert, so is it my job to critique the ref's job? Not really. That's not really my place to stand. But Trent Bennell showing off that flair again as we start our our first overtime period. Remember, in overtime, 2 10-minute periods. After that, it's a tie. Audubon has not had a tie since 2021. Haven't had a tie in nearly 2 years. They've ended every game with a winner and a loser, except for a scrimmage this year versus Deptford. But again, scrimmages don't really count in the scorebook. Hopped up by Caladros, coming back down. Rizzy driving. Haddon Township's, at least in this last 20 minutes or so, they have controlled the possession, and they've done an excellent job of getting back into the swing of things, because when they were down, it looked like Audubon was going to run away, but Haddon Township has kept them in check all afternoon. Oh, and Caladros landed on top.
What are we watching?
So Caladros and Chatton got together. Clock will stop at 9:09.
Ref, what are you watching?
You can see Gabe Chatton is livid.
Let's go, guys. Everybody watch the game, all right? Let the officials, we all watch. Both sides.
Yeah, you could see Carbone's had enough of that too. And he's the AD here.
Just keep it friendly, guys.
Go Hawks!
And no card on that one, but a foul on Haddon Township. And
Down from behind.
Go, Wade, here we go.
so France will send this one away on a liner. Popped it up. Another shove from Rizzy.
JD, what about that? Honestly, I was behind you, I didn't see it, so that's why I'm moving up.
Nice, Elliot.
Sales will throw this one in.
Just at their feet, guys, all right? Pass it to them.
With unofficially about 8:30 left in the first overtime, just getting started after 80 minutes of play. Not a winner to be decided.
Someone talk to me!
There's a liner headed straight into the student section.
Come inside. Hey. Can we shield?
Homa just missed it. Now And goes to the far sideline with some of the JV folks over there, with Haddon Township taking a 1-0 win in the JV earlier today. They play over at the, I guess you want to say, the extended part of the baseball outfield. They play, because they have a temporary fence that goes up in the spring and then gets taken down in the summer. Not one of those snow fences, though, a legit metal fence. They just take it down and gets used as extended space next to the track. Rizzy gets turned around. Sheehan passes it down to Reinking, the senior. I'm surprised with how many bench pieces are in for Haddon Township. I'd think they'd have their starting 11 in, but they might want to play it safe depending on if they go to double overtime. Bannell with a dive and a save right over the middle. Here comes a drive.
Here comes.
Cameron goes to block. Goes past Fair. See a toss in by McLevain. Actually, no, he's going to hold on to that one. Yeah, Owen Lomba, who's been that throw-in specialist all day, really all season for Haddon Township, he'll take this one in. Class of 25 junior. He gets it in, gets a header. Here comes a shot by Hewitt, and it's off the post to the right. Stays in, and now there's a whistle. Wiltsey keeps it in play, and now there's another leveling at the center pitch between Wiltsey and McLevain. Ever since that second half whistle blew after 40 minutes in this one, it has been a chippy dogfight ever since. Gives me flashbacks to Gateway and Audubon last year on senior night under the lights. These guys are playing with 110% intensity, and they're getting somewhat of a boost from, just a morality boost from everything that's happened in this game. Goes out of play. Feels like you're watching a Dallas Cowboys game. I mean, really. Well. And who's 5-1 around here? No, but I can't. I was going to say we lost to the Jets. Yeah, I can't really talk on that one. But Blaise LaFrance with the corner. Going to have a good opportunity here. Headed, no good. Huber goes in, couldn't get it. Heller tried to keep possession, goes back to Fair on the defense. Homa tips it back to midfield. Bannell, he's well out of the box, well out of the goalpost, and he takes that one in. Gets the boot, but he pops it up. Anastasios knocks it down. The class of 27 freshman from Ephraim. Don't forget, folks, our next broadcast will be Wednesday, the 18th, with some out-of-conference soccer between the Bordentown Scotties and the Audubon Green Wave. They've got a long way to come down, about 40 minutes. That'll be a 4 o'clock game on Wednesday. There will be Sterling and Audubon on the 20th, but due to our football commitments, I will not be able to make it. And, of course, any playoff games for the Audubon Green Wave, depending on how far they go, that will be right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Kasich in, Rizzy out. Yeah, it looks like about 3.5 minutes left in the first overtime. Remember, there would be a second overtime after this if a winner is not decided. We had a double OT game earlier this year when Audubon played Gateway from Gateway Regional High School in Woodbury Heights. It was a 0-0 game. Going into the last 90 seconds of the game, Tyler Wiltsey banked the game-winning goal. That one goes back to Huber. But Audubon's on a 6-game winning streak. If they win today, they'll improve to 12-4. And if they fall, obviously they'll go to 11-5. Their first loss since losing to Haddon Heights 6-0 on September the 28th.
Can they play to a tie?
They can play to a tie. In the playoffs, it goes to penalty kicks.
Okay.
But in the regular season, it can be a tie, as in Haddon Township is 4-9-1 this year. They tied Pensgrove 0-0 in mid-September. There comes a low flying header from Sheehan. He's got a good run, but Cameron's going to stop that. And remember, Audubon had one tie versus Collingswood in 2021. Did not have any of the sort in 2022, finishing the season 14-8. But as I was saying, last year was Audubon's best season since 2014. This year might be even better than that. Back behind him, Rhine King goes down, goes out, green throw here. Heller playing a little bit passively. Wiltsey lets it drop a couple of times, shoulder to shoulder versus Sales, and it's out of play. Oof. Kasich will throw. No, he's got to drop it for LaFrance. It's a brisk Monday afternoon here in Audubon.
This is a nice word for it.
Yes. Even 80 minutes couldn't solve this one, and maybe even 90 couldn't solve it, depending on how far we go. The Audubon girls team had a 2-2 tie versus Haddon Heights again earlier this year on the 28th. That was a 2-2 game. LaFrance with the throw, goes back to Sales. Wiltsey takes a soft touch, turns around, gets a liner, gonna run parallel to the goal. Homa gets that one up in the air. Heller brings it down. Homa with the possession again, and that will go the other way to Haddon Township. They've had a couple unlucky breaks in the second half, and now they look to improve on that.
About 1 minute left.
Yeah, about a minute left in the first overtime. Out of play. Coming in will be number 21, Brady Mokoid. And getting taken out will be the senior Elliot Reinking. Wamba with the throw. Keeps it on the ground. That's going to end the first overtime before they could get a shot off. We've got one more to play, and boy, with how intense of a game this is, I would hate for it to end in a tie because, man, you do not get much better than this. We've got one more to play, and we'll take one more break. We'll be back with 10 more minutes at the most after this. We've got 10 minutes to play. 90 minutes couldn't do it. In the last Colonial Conference match of the year for Haddon Township, remember they have Eastern, Oakcrest, and Cedar Creek to close out the regular season. Audubon with their second to last Colonial Conference match of 2023 in a bitter Monday afternoon with the sunlight fading a little bit. They do have lights here, but somebody would have to flip the switch. And besides, there's no PKs here in the regular season. That would only apply for the playoffs, so we would only need 10 more minutes of sunlight anyway. But remember, Audubon right now is the number 3 seed in the South Jersey Group 1 power points. Now, even if I took calculus classes, I would still never understand the logistics and NJ PowerPoints. I don't think you could ever teach anybody the math equations for PowerPoints. I just don't think that's possible. But, yeah, there you go. There's a liner blocked by Homa, going back to it. Homa's got it back up in the air, but...
Every time you say PowerPoints, I think I have to do a PowerPoint presentation. I gotta do those.
Yes, that's why I worked in IT. Bannell's got it.
PowerPoint. I have no clue.
Bannell lifts it in the air. Gonna take a high hop. I'll play.
Check in, Wayne.
And we've got a early sub coming in with Cam Rodman. Cam Rodman in, Hewitt out. He had that first half goal for the Hawks. Late in the first half, Heron with a header. Tries to stay on his feet. Kasich drives it down, but it goes back to Haddon Township with Aiden Sales. Anastasios Navratidis to RJ Homa. Gets blocked by Lomba. Homa keeps it on the ground. Keeps the pace down. About 5:45 p.m. here in Audubon. So we've surpassed a 2-hour mark on this game. Fayer goes in for a slide. Heller had 2 goals versus Woodstown. Wiltsey goes in with a collision and a nice save by Huber. Keeps this game tied. Man. They wanted LaFrance to be a little bit further back. Didn't seem like it affected much with Fayer on the header. It was past Heller. Kasich runs it along the center line. Homa got something there with Santiago towards the corner. Cameron tried to get a hand on it. McLevain goes back to Navratidis. They've got to send it the other way. Navratidis trying to hold on to the possession. Sheehan's got it. Gabe Chatton setting it up, and that's going to be an offsides. It missed anyway. Again, that's as close as you can get. Haddon Township's had close call after close call, but just has come up short with McLevain sending it backwards to Sheehan in a load of green and gold. That one's out of play to Bannell. Don't forget, folks, to vote in our Twitter poll for where we'll be on Saturday, October 21st. You can vote in the runoff between Salem and Woodbury and Audubon-Paulsboro. That's an 11 a.m. game for both of them. If you want to see your team covered to close out the football regular season, vote in our Twitter poll. Polls close at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It's Joseph Sheehan. I believe Audubon-Paulsboro is winning the poll right now, but it is a neck-and-neck contest. Caladros with a header, knocks it down. Homa's going to get it back. About 5:45 left in the second OT. Wiltsy's going to set it up, brings it back to Anastasios. He gets past him. What does he have here? He knocks one guy down, stays on his feet. Wiltsy gets thrown around, no whistle, goes back to Fair. Homa keeps it down, back to Fair. Audubon wanted a handball, didn't get it. Wiltsy, oh, just off the foot, couldn't get it. Goes back out to LaFrance. You can just hear the intensity here as the minutes and seconds wind down. It's a one-hopper right to Timmy Huber. 5 minutes remaining in the second overtime.
Get one right!
Fair keeps the momentum up. Homa passes it back to Fair. He's got a drive, gets knocked down with Lomba on the possession. Heron gets it back. Heron keeps possession. Homa, slide by Joe Sheehan. That's out of play. Throw by Fair. Anastasios goes in. This is some high-flying action right here. No need to watch Cirque du Soleil. You've got it all right here.
Very intense.
Right.
Both teams look equally matched, though.
It wasn't evenly matched before this year, I'll tell you that much.
No, it wasn't.
And Andre Santiago gets that one off to the right of Banel. And this is a candidate for game of the year, no matter who wins. 4 minutes left.
No matter who wins, both teams can be proud of the play.
It's been excellent. And a physical game at that. But again, the intensity has made it all the more physical. 3 yellow cards in total, all 3 on Haddon Township. Ian Hewitt passes it along the far sideline to Cam Rodman. Here comes a shot, and it just misses to the right. Caladros will get the throw in to Trent Banel. Gets the kick straight away to Homa. I do not want this game to end in a tie, no matter who wins, just because this has been such an intense game from an objective standpoint. From an objective standpoint, this is an excellent game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that would be a rather anticlimactic ending for it to end like that.
Go! Keep going!
McLevain crosses over Fair, gets past him to Santiago. Past to Chatton. He's got a load of green and gold on him. Up in the air with Lomba. That's into the trees. And over to the construction site. And out of play. Banel with less than 3 minutes remaining. Closer to 2.5. A little bit of self-sabotage there on Navratidis and Homa. Hewitt there. And getting rolled over, and the whistle's called. And Caladros, I think he might have hit his chin. You can see he's hitting something on his jersey. The intensity is 110%, and that's being generous right now. Caladros with a drive. Hewitt's chasing him down. He goes down, and there's another whistle. Hewitt can't believe it. Caladros is down. He gets back up. Now with about 90 seconds in double overtime. This might be the best chance yet. LaFrance with a free kick. Hold on. No, there's going to be another yellow card, this time against Joe Sheehan. The 4th yellow card for Haddon Township in this one. And you can see Hanniskin
Said something.
Yeah, he wasn't involved in that play. I wonder if he said the magic word that allowed that to happen.
Remember, our time is not official.
Yeah, our time is not official on the bottom of the screen, so take that with a grain of salt. But from what I see, we've got about a minute left in double overtime, and then after that, it's over. These teams are just playing so well, you can't find a winner. All the scoring within this first half. Wiltsey had a breakaway with 12 minutes in, and then Ian Hewitt scored at the 36th minute. And then nothing since, but a heck of a lot of shots on goal. Haddon gets checked up with Santiago there. Hewitt again. Oh, he whiffs it. Caladros tries to stop. Goes back out to Sales. And now we're going to have a sub. Mokoid out. Sheehan back in after the yellow card. Keeps it on the ground on a liner. Ben Cameron's got it. He keeps it on the ground. Goes past everybody. Where will this go? Fair, headed by Santiago, keeps it up.
Get in there!
They might let this one play out. Here comes a shot. Battle's got it! And that will do it. Wow. An anticlimactic end to an incredible game. No, that's the game. 1-1. And that's how it ends. A tie ball game, the first tie for the Green Wave since 2021 versus Collingswood, and it ends in one of the most intense games you've ever seen. I mean, this was an incredible game on both sides of the ball. Yeah, I mean, no matter what you think of who said what or what happened on either side. No. When Township was steamrolling Audubon 6-1 or 7-1, it's a very different team. Nick Hanaskin, he's a great coach, and hopefully we'll see them again at some point. But that's going to call it for us today as these guys shake hands at the 50. What an incredible game and what an incredible finish. A 1-1 tie with the varsity team going to 11-4-1, and the Haddon Township team tying for the second time this year, going to 4-9-2 on the campaign. Haddon Township has 3 games left. They play Eastern on Wednesday, Oakcrest on Thursday, and then Cedar Creek on Monday to close out the regular season. For the Green Wave, they play Bordentown on Wednesday. That'll be our last Audubon Green Wave broadcast of the regular season for the soccer club, and then on Friday versus the Sterling Silver Knights. And then playoffs. Who knows what's going to happen with playoffs, but I'm sure as heck excited for it. So that's where we're going to call it a day. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, my financial manager and wonderful producer, Donna Wilkins, our social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan. Welcome to the crew, Liam from Toronto, Canada. And I'm Dan Wilkins. I'm sure it feels like Toronto, Canada down here, but that's where we'll call it for tonight. 1-1 tie in an incredible ball game between Haddon Township and Audubon. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you on Wednesday. Bordentown and Audubon out of conference boys soccer, 4 o'clock Wednesday. We'll see you, folks.